Hi, my name is William Norman. I have decided to do my research project on Good Country People by Flannery O'Connor. In this story, there are four main characters. There's Miss Freeman, Mrs. Hopewell, Hulga, and Manly Pointer. O'Connor does a great job of displaying the irony of good and evil in the world, and that's what I chose to do my research and talk about in my research project. Each character plays an important role, to show how the world really is. The story actually starts off with Mrs. Freeman. It gives detail and describes her and her actual personality. Miss Freeman is a lady that is believed by Mrs. Hopewell, who hired her actual husband as a tenant farmer. And Mrs. Hopewell, she actually believes Mrs. Freeman to be considered good country people. Although when we look through the story and we actually read through it, we understand that Mrs. Freeman isn't actually as good as she seems. Throughout the story, we see that Mrs. Freeman has an evil side, and she takes a great deal of interest in the abnormalities of life. She is really fascinated by the story of how Hulga actually lost her leg, and she does like to describe to Mrs. Hopewell, her daughter's illnesses and how her daughter was sick each morning, and we just really get a good look at how you can't really judge a book by its cover from Mrs. Freeman. As Mrs. Hopewell, she sees that Mrs. Freeman, she sees her as a good person, but really on the inside, she does have evil attributes. Another thing is Mrs. Hopewell is blind to seeing evil in the world. She believes that everybody is considered good country people. She takes so much interest into her own daughter's affairs and the things that she disagrees with in her daughter's life, and she takes so much interest in this that she's unable to see the ugliness in everyone else that she encounters throughout her life. Mrs. Hopewell's daughter, Hulga, she states in the story that she believes in nothing, and in this, most people would consider this to be an act of evilness. When you don't believe in something, as in a higher power in life, most people would react, to this and think this was an evil action. But Hulga in this story, she was actually just looking for some attention. She tries to show her dark side by attempting to seduce Manly Pointer, which appears to be a good country person, and he has Christian values and seems to be a really nice person. But Hulga, she plans to use Manly and to change his Christianity values in the story. She thinks that he can't, harm her in any way because he's just a good country person. And as she's trying to seduce Manly Pointer throughout the story, we keep reading, and we learn that evil begins to play a role in the story. We see, that Manly isn't as nice as he seems to be when he's talking to Mrs. Hopewell and to Hulga throughout the story. When they actually come into the scene where they're in the barn together, we see that Manly actually tries to use his good actions or his good appearance to get what he wants, and we learn that he actually tricks Hulga, and he's really just wanting to get sexual favors, as well as he takes a great deal of interest in Hulga's leg, and he ends up taking Hulga's leg and stealing the leg and running off with it, and leaves Hulga hopeless in the barn by herself. And we see that you can't judge a book by its cover. That you have to really look on the inside of someone and see their true personality before you can actually know if they're considered to be a good country person or not. And that's what I decided to talk about in my story, and I hope that everyone else, I know that can see that there is, O'Connor was trying to display the good and evil attributes of this story. Thank you.